Ernesto Che Guevara is a name etched in history. Born in Argentina, Che's life was anything but ordinary. He became a doctor, but his true calling lay in revolution. Che helped Fidel Castro overthrow the Cuban government. He then traveled the world, trying to ignite revolutions in other countries. Che's life was cut short, but his image and ideals continue to inspire people to fight for social justice. Ernesto Guevara was born in 1928 in Argentina. He had asthma as a child, but he loved playing sports. Ernesto was very smart and loved to read. He went to medical school and became a doctor. While studying, he became interested in the ideas of Karl Marx. Marx believed that capitalism was unfair and that workers should control the means of production. Ernesto was also deeply affected by the poverty and injustice he witnessed in South America. He believed that revolution was the only way to bring about real change for the poor. In 1951, Ernesto embarked on a motorcycle journey across South America with his friend Alberto Granado. They traveled for months, covering thousands of miles. The journey was an eye-opener for Ernesto. He saw firsthand the plight of the poor and the marginalized. He encountered indigenous communities struggling for survival and witnessed the brutal realities of US imperialism. The trip solidified his belief that revolution was necessary to combat social injustice in Latin America. He returned from the journey a changed man, radicalized and determined to fight for a more equitable world. In 1955, Ernesto met Fidel Castro in Mexico. Castro was planning a revolution to overthrow the Cuban dictator, Fulgencio Batista. Ernesto was immediately drawn to Castro's charisma and revolutionary zeal. He joined Castro's movement, seeing it as an opportunity to put his ideals into action. Ernesto quickly became a key figure in the revolution, using his medical skills to treat the wounded and his strategic mind to plan attacks. Che's ability to connect with the Cuban people, his unwavering commitment to the cause, and his bravery in combat earned him the respect of his comrades. He rose through the ranks, becoming known as Che, an Argentine expression similar to pal or buddy. Guerrilla warfare, from doctor to comandante. The Cuban Revolution relied heavily on guerrilla warfare. Che played a crucial role in training the rebels and leading them in battle. He proved to be a skilled and fearless guerrilla leader. His understanding of strategy and tactics, combined with his charisma and unwavering determination, made him a formidable force against Batista's army. Che's commitment to the revolution ran deep. He believed in fighting alongside his men, sharing their hardships and dangers. His courage under fire and his willingness to lead from the front earned him the loyalty of his troops and the nickname Comandante, Major. Victory and disillusionment, building a new Cuba. After 2 years of intense and grueling fighting, the revolution triumphed in 1959, marking a significant turning point in Cuban history. Batista fled the country in haste, and Fidel Castro, the charismatic leader of the revolution, came to power, promising a new era for Cuba. Che Guevara, a key figure in the revolution, played a crucial role in the new government, becoming one of its most influential leaders. He oversaw the execution of Batista loyalists, a controversial move that highlighted his ruthless side and sparked international debate. Che also served as Minister of Industry and President of the National Bank, where he implemented sweeping socialist economic policies aimed at transforming Cuba's economy. However, Che became increasingly disillusioned with the bureaucracy and the compromises that came with governing, feeling that the revolution's ideals were being diluted. He clashed frequently with more pragmatic members of the government, advocating for a more radical and uncompromising approach to socialism, which often put him at odds with his colleagues. Che believed passionately in exporting revolution to other parts of Latin America and the developing world, seeing it as a moral imperative. He saw Cuba's success as a model for other countries struggling against imperialism and oppression, hoping to inspire similar movements worldwide and create a united front against colonial powers. Driven by his revolutionary ideals and a burning desire to spread the cause of socialism, Che left Cuba in 1965. His mission was to support revolutionary movements in other countries, believing that the fight for liberation should be a global effort. He first went to the Congo, where he joined a rebellion against the government. Che hoped to replicate the success of the Cuban Revolution by aiding the Congolese rebels in their struggle. However, the Congolese Revolution was plagued by internal divisions and lacked the popular support necessary for success. The rebels were disorganized, and their leadership was often at odds, making it difficult to mount a cohesive resistance. Che and his fellow fighters faced a well-armed and organized enemy, supported by foreign powers. The presence of foreign troops, particularly those from Western nations, further complicated their efforts and made victory seem increasingly unattainable. Disappointed but undeterred by the setbacks in Congo, Che moved on to Bolivia in 1966. He believed that Bolivia, with its central location in South America, could serve as the spark for a continent-wide revolution. He hoped to ignite a continent-wide revolution from the heart of South America. Che sought to rally the Bolivian peasants and workers to his cause, envisioning a united front against imperialism and oppression. However, the Bolivian mission proved to be a fatal mistake. The harsh terrain and lack of local support made it difficult for Che and his men to sustain their campaign. The local Communist Party was weak and divided, and Che's group faced constant attacks from the Bolivian army, trained and equipped by the United States. The relentless pressure from the Bolivian forces, combined with the lack of resources and support, ultimately led to Che's capture and execution, marking a tragic end to his revolutionary journey. Isolated and outnumbered, Che and his guerrillas were surrounded and captured by Bolivian forces on October 8, 1967. He was held prisoner in a small schoolhouse in the village of La Higuera. The Bolivian government, under pressure from the CIA, decided to execute Che. He was shot on October 9, 1967. His death, at the young age of 39, shocked the world and cemented his status as a martyr for revolutionary causes. The image of his lifeless body, displayed to the press, became a powerful symbol of resistance and a rallying cry for revolutionaries worldwide. Che's image, particularly the iconic photograph taken by Alberto Corda, has become ubiquitous. His face adorns T-shirts, posters, and murals around the world. He is seen as a symbol of rebellion, idealism, and the fight against oppression. His writings on guerrilla warfare and socialist revolution continue to be studied and debated by academics, activists, and revolutionaries. Che's life story, full of adventure, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to his ideals, continues to captivate imaginations and inspire people from all walks of life. Che Guevara's legacy is complex and often controversial. His life, marked by revolutionary fervor and unwavering commitment to his ideals, has left an indelible mark on history. His admirers view him as a romantic hero, a selfless champion of the poor and oppressed who fought tirelessly for a more just world. They see in him a figure who transcended national boundaries, becoming a global icon of resistance and solidarity. They point to his role in overthrowing the Batista dictatorship and his efforts to improve the lives of ordinary Cubans. His work in the Cuban government, particularly in the areas of education and healthcare, is often highlighted as evidence of his commitment to social justice. However, critics condemn his use of violence, his role in summary executions, and his rigid adherence to Marxist ideology. They argue that his methods were often brutal and that his vision for society was overly idealistic and impractical. They argue that his economic policies were disastrous for Cuba and that his revolutionary ventures in Africa and South America were misguided and ultimately futile. His attempts to export revolution often led to significant loss of life and did not achieve the intended outcomes. Despite these criticisms, Che Guevara's life and legacy continue to spark debate and inspire passionate responses. His image adorns countless murals, t-shirts, and posters, symbolizing a spirit of defiance and a yearning for change. He remains a potent symbol of revolution, a reminder of the power of ideas and the enduring human desire for a more just and equitable world. Whether viewed as a hero or a villain, Che Guevara's impact on history is undeniable, and his story continues to resonate with new generations seeking to understand the complexities of social change.